Good evening and welcome into the opening night of the Basketball Champions League America's 2023-24 season. Alongside my partner Paul Mokeski, I'm Craig Feda, and we're so glad you can be with us wherever you're tuned in from, around the Americas or around the world. We tip things off with a Group D matchup between Franca of Brazil and Club Deportivo Universidad de Concepción of Chile, more commonly known as UdeC. And Paul, Franca comes into this opening game as BCL America's defending champions. In fact, Franca returns 8 players on a roster that won the LBB title, the BCLA title, and the Intercontinental Cup, so they have a chance at another special year. Good evening and welcome into the opening night of the Basketball Champions League America's 2023-24 season. Alongside my partner Paul Mokeski, I'm Craig Feda, and we're so glad you can be with us wherever you're tuned in from, around the Americas or around the world. We tip things off with a Group D matchup between Franca of Brazil and Club Deportivo Universidad de Concepción of Chile, more commonly known as UdeC. And Paul, Franca comes into this game as BCLA champions, defending champions, I should say. On a roster that won the LBB title, the BCLA title, and the Intercontinental Cup, so they have a chance at another special year.
Yeah, they've won everything, so they've been there, done that, and this is start of another journey for this team. And they have 4 or 5 of their main players back, so they're experienced, they're talented, and we're going to see how it looks today. But they have an unbelievable squad.
UdeC, meanwhile, has won 3 domestic titles in a row, and this will be their 4th consecutive BCLA appearance. Last year was their best finish in BCLA, advancing to the quarterfinals, and they returned most of the same roster that made that run last year. So they are looking to take that next step in BCLA play.
Yeah, they're another experienced team that have been having a great season, and I believe they're in the Final 4 of their domestic league or one of the cups. And they're a little older, a little more mature, so this is going to be a great matchup today.
As we see the teams completing their warm-ups in Ignacio Pedrosal in Franca. Basically Franca's home court here. We look at the entire roster for Franco, coached by Helio Garcia, son of the legendary Helio Rubens. He's in his 8th season, and as we mentioned, we return a number of players from last year's championship squad, most notably Lucas Diaz. He was averaging about 18 points per game in the BCLA playoffs last year. Franca also returning Santiago Scala, who averaged about 10 points a game in the BCLA playoffs. And of course, the veteran, the venerable David Jackson, the American, 41 years old, averaged 15 points. Yeah, averaged 15 points plus per game in the BCLA playoffs last year.
Yeah, if you're old and take care of yourself and are a smart basketball player, there's no reason, as long as you're productive, to keep on playing. People ask me, I played for 12 years in the NBA, and they say, when did you retire? And I say, I never retired. They just stopped paying me.
How did you know when it was time?
When
they stopped paying you, right?
Yeah, when the paycheck stopped coming. And then I went over and played in France for them.
Here we we get a look at our officials for today's game. Andres Bartel of Uruguay, Jose Fernandez of Costa Rica, and Nicolas Flores Avalos of Paraguay. Just a few moments away from tip-off here. And we are so glad to be bringing this coverage to you of the 2023-24 season. First 2 games today. And if you're unfamiliar with BCLA play, we play 6 days in a row in this first window in December, 2 games per day. And then about 3 weeks off, and then January, another 6-day window. Then in February, another 6-day window. As we look at the starting lineup for UdeC. It's going to be Marquez Lecher, the American, Sebastian Carrasco, Kevin Rubio, Carlos Milano, 38-year-old Venezuelan, and the captain, Diego Silva. And the head coach for UdeC, Cipriano Nunez, in his 3rd season. And then to finish up our thought on the BCLA season, playoffs in March. And it'll be here in a blink before you know it.
Yeah,
as we look at the starting lineup.
Craig, you go through the season and it kind of drags on, but then all of a sudden, wow, it's the playoffs. It just happens that fast.
So we got to look at the starting lineup for Helio Garcia, Lucas Diaz, the captain, Isler Guillant, longtime Venezuelan national team player, Wesley Ferreira, Paulo Barbosa, and another American, Charles Hinkle. Some veteran experience on this Franca team. Lucas Diaz, 28 years old. We know the quality that he brings, but you've also got Isler Guillant at 37 years old. David Jackson, we mentioned, at 41. Wesley Ferreira, 28. Charles Hinkle at 35 years old. The youngster on the squad, at least as far as the starters go, is Paulo Barbosa at 20 years old.
Yeah, and Charles Hinkle's been around. He played in the G League. He's played in the BJ League. He has a lot of experience at a high level. So I would imagine they look to leadership for him because he's been at high levels of basketball.
Teams getting their final instructions as once again we look at the starters for Cipriano Nunez. Our second game coming up tonight will be Flamengo and Franca Maccabi. We will have 2 games tomorrow. UdeC will take on Obras of Argentina, and Franca Maccabi will take on Boca Juniors. So a pair of Group D games and Group C games today and tomorrow to get them started. As we are just about ready. Franca in their home whites. UdeC in their traveling dark colors.
Yeah, this is the part of pregame where, as a team, you're getting together, talking to you guys. Let's get to a good start. Let's get off to a good start, set the tempo, set the pace of this game, and play ahead instead of behind. So it's going to be interesting to see who comes out in this first quarter and sets the tempo.
There you get a look at the big man, Lucas Diaz. There's Carlos Milano, the veteran of Venezuela, 38 years old.
And here's their youngest starter.
The official FIBA game ball being delivered out to center court, that distinctive molten ball. And it's going to be Marquez Lecher jumping against Wesley Ferreira, and we are underway in the 2023-24 BCLA season. Once again, alongside Paul Mokeski, I'm Craig Feda. We're so glad you can be with us, and no doubt it's going to be a great season. Barbosa feeding it down to Hinkle. Hinkle goes to the left hand, swatted out of there, but taken by Heisler-Guillant. And now a whistle.
Great timing on that block.
Yeah, Marquez Letcher.
Yeah.
He got up there in a hurry. Diaz launches the three-pointer. That's no good. Rebound tipped and controlled by Sebastian Carrasco. Handed back to Carrasco. He's to his left, little hesitation. Kicks it back outside. 10th shot clock. 18-footer short. Beg your pardon, it was long, not short. And Heisler-Guillant into the front court to Diaz from the right elbow. That just short. Milano grabbed the rebound.
And you wonder if neither a little tight right now starting the game. It's 0 for 4 for the both teams.
Yeah, neither team has found the bucket so far, and a great play there by Paulo Barbosa as he was flying out of bounds. He threw it off of Diego Silva, and Franca will retain possession.
Sometimes you just got to get the blood flowing and run up and down a little bit before you can get some shots to fall.
Paul, a play like that where you're leaping out of bounds and throwing it off a player, is that something you can teach?
Not really. It comes with instinct and determination and heart. And I think you just react.
Another block by Letcher. And Wesley Ferreira remaining down on the floor as the first bucket of the game falls through. Did not see what happened to Letcher following that block, but he laid on his side for a while and didn't move. But now he's up and putting some air in one of the tires and now getting helped back up.
Yeah, I think there's a little, when the rebound went out, a great block again, and then a little scramble for the ball, and his legs got tangled up.
Got tied up. It didn't look to be that bad of a collision. I wonder why he was down there so long.
You never know when you get a flagrant one.
That's true. Diaz wipes that one off the rim, and here comes Franca looking to extend this 3-0 lead, coming up on 8 minutes to play in this first quarter. Diaz on the block, working on Letcher. Got Letcher in the air, and he puts it up and in.
That's a little show of strength over jumping ability right there in the low post.
UdeC still looking for their first points on this BCLA season, and a little backdoor give, and the foul committed there by Ferreira. So Letcher will go to the free throw line to try to give UdeC their first bucket of the game. First point, I should say. And that is up and in.
That's where you talk about players being able to help your team in many ways. He's blocked 2 shots already, and now he's getting to the free throw line and making a couple of free throws.
So the free throws make it 5-2 in favor of Franca. Coming up on 7.5 minutes to play in this first quarter, and now Letcher commits the foul. Ferreira giving it up. Getting it back on the nice pass from Guillant. Goes to the glass and in. Athletic shot there by Wesley Ferreira.
Classic pick and roll. Finally, players start roll to the basket. You get some easy layups. Nice play.
Behind the head pass from Diego Silva. 3-pointer, no good. Silva fighting for the rebound. Beg your pardon, that was Rubio fighting with Hinkle for the rebound. And a foul called on Rubio. Beg your pardon, the foul was on Hinkle. Here comes Silva outside the right elbow, giving it up to Milano. He's got to back it out. Shot clock down to 3. Tried to get the pass down to Milano over the defense, but a little bit too far for Milano, and that's an UdeC turnover. So it'll be Franca ball with 6:54 to play in this first quarter.
That was the same type of pick and roll action, except not successful because the pass was not very good.
UdeC 0 for 4 from the field so far. Ferrara working on Rubio. Fades away. Good. Actually, that was Hinkle on that bucket, and it's 9-2. Slick little pass, and now the left-hand layup attempt by Letcher comes up short, and now Franca running. UdeC taking timeout. Cipriano Nunez wants to stop this bleeding early, trailing 9-2. And Paul Mokeski, when you go to a timeout this early, what message do you have for your team not getting off to a good start in a game like this?
Well, first off, it looks like Franca is really pounded it into the post, so you're going to have to come up with some strategy, maybe front, maybe play some zone. But also, you got to calm your team down. You've actually missed some good shots. You know, you missed a couple layups and a couple shots. You got to keep working, keep their confidence high, and say, hey, it's going to turn around. Keep attacking the rim. Keep being aggressive, and things will turn around for us. You know, I don't know if that's what he's saying, but it sure looks like that's what he's saying. If you're playing poorly and taking bad shots and throwing the ball away a lot, then you have something to worry about. But if you're playing correctly and getting good shots, you just have to have trust in your team and confidence in your players that, you know, they're going to start making those shots.
Just a reminder, you can catch us in the U.S. on FanDuel TV, across South America on DirecTV, and in the rest of the world, the BCLA YouTube channel. So if you're traveling around, you know where to catch us. As we come out of this first time out of the game, Franca looking to extend this 9-2 lead. Giant getting it over, and now here's Diaz. Oh, what a spin move. He left Yehuda Rosas in the dust, but couldn't finish the deal. And now from the corner for 3, Alejandro Vergara misses. Rosas has his putback attempt blocked by Diaz, and here comes Barbosa. Back out to Diaz. Left-hand jump hook won't fall for Ferreira, and here comes UdeC, still looking for their first field goal.
Yeah, they've got some good shots. They just haven't gone in. And, you know, hopefully for them, that clears up there pretty quickly.
Tough shot by Letcher over the defense, a little too strong off the glass, and here comes Franca again. Dion. Pass skips through the hands, and now Diaz ends up with it, launches the 3, and that is good. He's one of those prototypical international big men who can shoot the long ball. And it's 12-2 in favor of Franca.
The play before, he posted up, low post, and did a little hook shot, didn't go in, and now he steps out and knocks down a 3. I love that in a big player unit. You can knock down the 3s, but still go down into the post and punish him, and he's doing a great job.
And finally, UdeC gets their first field goal of the game. Yehuda Rosas gets the tip in, and it's 12-4. And now look at Diaz at the other end. Gets the easy left-hand layup.
Great cut. Great cut to the basket. Good pass.
Nicolas Aguirre. Little motion on the outside for UdeC now. Aguirre gets it back. Shot clock at 8. Pushed out between the rings. Driving. Now Rubio. Shot clock at 2. Vergara, did he get it off? I don't think he got that off anyway, had that gone. Did they call a foul?
Yeah, I think he
sure did.
Bailed him out, man.
Vergara was probably like, thanks, Rubio, for getting me that ball with less than a second on the shot clock.
Yeah. There's one thing you can't do as a defensive player when you're closing out hard to a three-point player. That's all fine, but you have to be under control. And one thing you don't want to do, jump. As soon as you jump off your feet, you give the opportunity for your offense to create a foul. And, that you just have to stay down. And I played for a long time, and I've been coaching for a long time. It's hard to get the players not to jump, even those little guards who think they can block shots.
Yeah, go right away. Right away, I got you.
And we're going to a video review. Once again, our officials for this game, Andres Bartel, who we've seen at a lot of high-level international tournaments, Jose Fernandez as well, Nicolas Flores Avalos, our third official in this game. We're going to a video review. And Paul, you're talking about closing out on the shooter. I remember one coach that I used to cover, he used to like to encourage his players to run up, not jump, but swipe and just barely graze the front of the uniform, the jersey, while the shooter was still in midair, just to let him know that they were there.
Yeah, there's some guys that kind of maybe tap someone's shooter's elbow a little bit and try to get away with that. I remember a while back, a long time ago, Don Nelson, the great Don Nelson, Hall of Fame coach, in Milwaukee one year, he had us doing flybys. Right by then, I mean, when we closed out to a three-point shooter, we flew at him, not fouling him, and then just continued on and ran down the court to maybe get some leak-out layups. And his philosophy was, we might get some cheap layups, but at the same time, the shooter, if you're doing that constantly, might be saying in his mind, man, I got to get back, instead of concentrating on his shot. So that's another philosophy that some coaches use too.
Yeah, that's a good thought.
I think I got it.
So Vergara. So Vergara hits the first of 3 free throws. 4th team foul already on Franca. Second one straight through.
Yeah, free throws are keeping them in the game.
Yeah, they only have 1 field goal so far. That by Gabo Terrazas, and Vergara hits all 3 to make it 14-7. 4:06 to play in this first quarter. Franca has led the whole way. Led by as many as 10. Here's Diaz on the block again. Strong to the hole over the good defense by Marquez Lecher. And now UdeC running. Aguirre able to control the ball along the baseline, and now they get the offense reset. Pass intercepted by Guillant, and now Franca back the other way. Tries the lob and blocked out of there by Lecher. That won't count as a block, but he gets the interception. Call it a steal. Now Lecher back the other way for the easy lay-in.
That's the first time Franca has gotten kind of sloppy.
So the lead down to 5, 14-9. I think that was actually Yahota Rosas on that block, or at least the interception, but answering at the other end for 3, Charles Hinkle. Lecher fouled as he works his way into the lane. Eduardo Elevi raises his hand, guilty of the foul. Yeah, I was going to say, they should be shooting here.
Yeah, I guess they called it on the ground, but it looks like the old man for Franca just came in and got a great ovation from the fans.
For Letcher rattles out. Yeah, that was the 15th foul on Franca. There's David Jackson in the background. He's got more awards, won more championships all over the world. Penn State graduate of 2007, started 51 games for the Nittany Lions. Played all over South America. Three on the way from Hinkle. Splash that one. Hinkle now with 8. Oh, and the pretty finger roll there by Aguirre.
Very bad defense. Just kind of opened the C up and let him lay it in with no contest.
Yeah, you get a nice 3 and then relax at the other end.
Exactly.
Diaz, the offensive foul as he absolutely plants Aguirre.
As a big guy, I would say he flopped, but that's okay.
You know, I was kind of thinking the same thing myself. That didn't look like it was. He didn't look like he was moving. That appeared to be more Aguirre bouncing off of Diaz than anything. But now here's Rosas kicking it back out. 3 on the way. That missed wide right. Rebound to David Jackson. David Jackson last year at 40 years old, productive, 15+ points a game in the BCLA playoffs for Franca. Now here's Aguirre kicking it out. And the 16-foot jumper is no good. Santiago Scala into the game now for Franca, running the point. Diaz back outside to Hinkle. And he drains another tray. My goodness. Charles Hinkle.
He's feeling it now. He's feeling it. Hit a couple of jump shots. On the other side, UdeC, what they're shooting, besides layups, probably shooting 10% from the field. They can't get a shot.
I say, in fact, 3 of 14 overall for 21%. As we look at the block on Aguirre's shot. Now into the game, Rubio back for UdeC. Yeah. Inside of a minute to play, 41 seconds to be exact. Franca has their biggest lead of the game at 11. Scala. David Jackson. He gets bottled up, gives it up to Elevi. Now back outside. Scala, 3 to shoot. He launches the long 3. Back iron, no. Rebound to Daniel Prinsloo, the South African, into the game now. And UdeC will hold for the final shot of the quarter. Back over to Rubio. 3-pointer, no. And that's how the first quarter will come to an end. 23-12 in favor of Franca, the defending champs, off to a good start in BCLA play this year. Looking good after 1 quarter of play. It's 23-12 on the opening night of Basketball Champions League America's play, live from Franca. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from this first quarter as we look at the numbers on this one. Franca, 9 of 17 overall from the field for 52%, 5 of 7 from three-point range. UdeC, 3 of 16 from the field for just under 19%, 0 of 4 from three-point range. They're 6 of 7 from the free throw line. Franca has not shot a free throw in this game. Individually, Lucas Diaz, 7 points, 5 rebounds already. Eduardo Elevi has 3 rebounds. Charles Hinkle, 11 points. Wesley Ferrara has 2. Eisler Guillant has 3. And that rounds out the scoring for Franca. For UdeC, Nicolas Aguirre with 2. Alejandro Vergara with 3. Marquez Lecher with 5. Yahoto Rasas with 2. 3 players tied with 2 rebounds apiece. Lecher has those 2 blocks in that first quarter. Alongside Paul Mokeski, my name's Craig Feda. And Paul, if you're Cipriano Nunez, not a great first quarter shooting for UdeC. What do you tell your team between periods?
I think you stay with the same concept of we're getting our shots. We just got to start knocking them down. Maybe continue to get to the basket because we are getting free throws. Lecher is keeping them in the game by blocking shots and getting to the free throw line. But at this point, Franco is controlling the game, and their bigs, Diaz and Hinkle, like you said, are inside-outside threats. And, they just look bigger, stronger, and they're knocking down their shots. So it's an uphill battle, but you got to keep positive and keep attacking the rim and maybe get to the free throw line some more in the second quarter.
2 quick fouls on UdeC to start off this second quarter. Jackson. Step back from 20. That is good.
The old man shot. Step back. I love it. I love it.
Launches the wide open 3. That's no good. Rebounded by Elevi. Eduardo Elevi, 22 years old. He will be 22 years old on December 28th. As another easy bucket there. That one by Wesley Ferreira, and it's 27-12.
Yeah, EDC has to start making some shots here. It could get ugly real fast.
Yeah, biggest lead of the game, 15, and a missed layup there. It wasn't an easy layup. It was contested, but anytime you get to the rack, you got to hope it goes in like that. And now, oh my goodness, Ferreira, the up and under move, and he just gets collapsed on. Got the defender in the air, and he will clearly go to the free throw line.
That's another reason to stay on your feet, basketball players. Stop jumping. Or this happens.
Kevin Rubio got himself into the air and now will get himself onto the bench. He'll be 23 years old on January 15th. Outside to Ferreira, his three-pointer no good, and another foul. This one's going to be on Daniel Prinsloo. 4 team fouls already on UdeC with less than 2 minutes elapsed in this second quarter, and that can't be on the drawing board for Cipriano Nunez. If you want to get back into this game, 4 quick fouls, and you're going to be sending Franca to the free throw line instead of you going.
Yeah, you're struggling as it is.
Jackson misses from 3. Prinsloo the rebound. And UdeC trying to get anything going here.
Yeah, they need a bucket here, desperately.
That three-pointer, bank! he may have called it.
He's going to say he did.
Daniel Prinsloo has his first points of the game.
When that happens, that's when you just kind of act like it was natural. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
UdeC's showing a little fight here and getting a little physical, and at least making Franca know that they're still here and they're still playing.
And all these guys have been playing against each other for years and years in various leagues around South America. So they're all going to be familiar with each other. There may be some historical chippiness between teams or players now and again. I remember when you stepped on my foot 10 years ago.
Yeah, gave me a cheap elbow back in the day.
Yep.
Yep. And those memories don't go away. You remember those. You put them in your memory filing cabinet, and if you get a chance to pay somebody back a little bit here or there, then you do it.
Did you have a guy that you always wanted to kind of get a shot in on? Let me guess, was it Bill Lane Beer?
Yeah, I knew that name was going to come. I think everybody was getting shot on Bill. Yeah,
Sure.
He grew up in San Fernando Valley, in Southern California. Well, where I grew up, we're in the same high school class, and yeah, he could get under your skin. There's a couple others that you tried to, you had some run-ins with. Charles Barkley for me. We got under each other's skins, but that's just part of the game.
Oh, sure.
Sometimes
so now David Jackson, you had to kind of throw them off their game. Three-pointer missed. David Jackson has a seat on the bench, and it's 29-15 Franca, biggest lead of, nearly the biggest lead of the game. They led by 15 just a couple moments ago, and now a turnover. UdeC has numbers. Three-pointer for Ortega is no good, and now Franca back the other way.
They can't just buy a basket. Nothing's falling for them.
Little baseline floater, no good for Nathan Fernandez. And again, here comes UdeC. Ortega thought about the three, and now they get the offense set up. Here's Carrasco. Around the screen by Prinsloo, getting it back to Prinsloo. Now into the corner for three for Ortega. Splash that one.
They got one to go. Maybe the lid's off now.
First 3 points of the game for Ortega. Now UdeC 1 of 9 from three-point range, 5 of 23 overall, and now the lob inside. Elevy gets stripped by Prinsloo. Let's see if UdeC can put together a little run here. 6:05 to play, second quarter.
You wonder why he just didn't take that. He just made a three. Go ahead and let it go. Heat check.
Yeah. Speaking of heat check, Wesley Ferreira bangs that one home.
It's like shooting practice for them. There's nobody really contesting the shots, and they're knocking them down. Uncontested jumpers are a lot easier to make than contested.
Prinsloo for three. He almost banked that one in. 5.5 minutes to play, second quarter. This one's been all Franca. Ferreira thought about the three-pointer, and then he zipped the pass underneath to Nathan Fernandez, and he draws the foul. That's going to be on Michael Rivera.
That's when you have a good team. You have a good team when they're unselfish. He had an open three. Instead, he passed a good shot up for a better shot, and a teammate, getting a layup. That's a sign of a really good basketball team.
First free throw rings out for Fernandez. And the second one is through. Paul, how do you like these nets in South America where they have the fringe at the bottom?
Yeah, it tends to slow the game down. The ball kind of ends out at the bottom of the net. And, back in the day in the NBA, the Celtics had nets that were really tight at the bottom because they didn't want you to run on them. And, it's like turf and football or, things like that you can adjust
infield and baseball.
To adjust the game. Yeah, exactly. You can adjust it a little bit. And, some nets ball goes through quickly, and some nets it gets hung up there. And it depends on what kind of style you want to play or what kind of net you should have.
I don't know if you saw any of the games on video from when Brian or Michael were with the pro team in Bloomington. Those were the shortest nets anybody's ever seen.
Yeah, that was back in the day. And you know who had those way back in the day? The New York Knicks in New York Garden. Yeah, they had those really short nets. If you look at like that Willis Reed video and stuff like that, look how short those nets. They look very similar. Yeah.
Yes, getting it over left side. Shot clock down to 8. Here's Ferreira. Gets it to Diaz. His floater a little too strong. And the shot clock violation as Diaz's shot did not hit anything. It was caught by Ferreira, and then he didn't get it off in time. So another timeout on the floor. Go ahead.
That was a good example of hitting the post, going inside, outside. He hit the post and cut to the basket and got a pass back to the rim. And a lot of teams don't do that much anymore. And it's so effective when you have low post guys that can score and you get them in a position where they can really attack the defense, and then you continue to cut and move. You get layups, you get open threes, and Franca is doing a great job of this. They've been doing it all game.
Franca shooting 50% from the floor, 12 of 24, 6 of 10 from three-point range. They've hit 3 or 4 UdeC. They're up to almost 21% from the floor, 5 of 24, 2 of 11 from beyond the arc, 6 of 7 from the stripe. South Americans do everything with a little bit of extra flair, so we've got to get the nets to match their flair.
Yeah, I think along with trying to get some of these shots to fall down for UdeC, I think they also have to pick up their defense and contest some of these shots. If you look at the shots they're making, Franca is making, they're all wide open. No hand in their face, no defense around them. They have to fix that.
Carrasco on the lob to Marquez Letcher. My goodness, he got up there and jammed that home with 2 hands. Maybe that'll ignite a spark for UdeC.
What a great play from from a timeout. Pick and roll to the basket, get that lob. Excellent job by the coach.
Yes. Not sure if that was a deflected shot. I think it was a pass to Ferreira. Now a 3 from the corner for Prinsloo. He missed, but the rebound by Milano. UdeC resets the offense. 10 to shoot. 4 minutes to play second quarter. Another 3 on the way. Another miss for UdeC. UdeC now 2 of 13 from beyond the arc. Yes. Left side.
That was a little contest there. Yeah, that was defensive contest. There you go. Much better. And
then Ferreira has the rebound pried out of there, and here comes Diego Silva. He draws the foul on Eisler Guillant. Guillant, another one of those guys celebrating a birthday during this window. He'll be 37 years old on December 17th.
I might have to see if I can run up and down the floor anymore and maybe get a job out here.
Well, you got that new wheel.
Yeah, I got my knee replaced, so no, I know. I'm not even thinking about it. I wouldn't even wish that for Christmas. Never mind.
Here comes Diego Silva getting it left side to Prinsloo. Now trying to get it down low to Letcher. He finally corrals it in the corner. A little short on that hook shot. Prinsloo the rebound. Now here's the drive by Silva. High off the glass. No. Rebound Elevi. That 3 rolls off. Rebound by Hinkle, and that goes in.
He's just doing everything today.
Hinkle will go to the free throw line to try to complete the three-point play.
Offensive rebounds. He's doing a little bit of everything.
13 points, 3 rebounds for Hinkle, pending this free throw.
Craig, he's a great example of, he tried to make the NBA through the G League, and had a couple of years there, and but he's an undersized big. He's 6'6", and he's really a four-man. So, rather than bang your head against the wall so long, you go and find a place to play overseas and get with a good team and make some good money and enjoy basketball life, travel the world.
Yeah, and this has been a great option for players for a long time, and I don't think most casual basketball fans realize the opportunities that are overseas for a lot of these players as Diaz hits another three-pointer.
Yeah, there's leagues
you can make better. Oh yeah, Europe, South America, Asia. They're crazy about basketball in China. Long three-pointer on the way, missed wide left. And you can actually make better money overseas than you can in some of the leagues in the U.S., most of the leagues in the U.S. A dunk attempt blocked. Now the turnaround baseline by Milano. Not sure if that was more of a block or a come up short on that, but either way. Inside 2 minutes to play, Diaz launches another three. That's good. Speaking of heat check.
Yeah, he's on fire.
Lead now 22. A 9-0 run by Franca in the last few moments to blow this one open. And now an offensive foul. So we get a look at this here.
I think he traveled.
Oh,
he hopped.
I was looking for something else.
Yeah, he looked like Larry Bird hopping around out there.
Speaking of guys who can get under your skin with talk.
And back it up.
Yeah. Diaz, the bounce pass to Elevy, and he goes up and stuffs it and then does a chin up. My goodness. Franca feeling it now. Elevy has his first 2 points of the game. We crossed the 1 minute mark of this second quarter. Franca by 24. Three-pointer missed.
That wasn't going in, right? They can't buy a basket. They just can't today. And Franca's a very good team, and they're making them pay every time.
Diaz tried to get it back to Elevy again under the bucket, but that one gets intercepted. 30 seconds to play in this first half. And now a foul by Elevy. That one looked worse than it was because Letcher hit a slick spot on the floor and his feet went out from under him.
Yeah, EDC is just in a tough situation now, Craig. I mean, they're so far behind. They can't make a three. None of them are going in, but you can't stop shooting because that's the only way you got a chance of catching up. So it's a tough situation, going into the second half to try and make this a game. You use the three ball as a weapon, but when it's not going in, at this point, you're kind of in a catch-22 where you can't stop shooting. Because that's the only way you're going to catch up now.
And I think they're going to the review on this to see if this is going to be an unsportsmanlike. I don't think it.
It looked like he clipped his leg a little bit, but not on purpose. That wasn't a purpose.
Yeah. And like I said, I think his foot just went out from under him when it hit the floor. Get a look at it again here. Yeah, that was. I don't think there was any contact down low. It was just, a good hard foul up top. There was no push, no contact to the head. It was just a bigger man fouling a smaller man.
Yeah, we usually
Don't forget coming up at don't forget coming up at 9:10 local time, 6:10 Central Time in the U.S., 7:10 Eastern Time. It's going to be Flamengo and Hebraica Maccabi making their first appearance in BCL Americas. Flamengo lost to Franca in the finals last year, so it'll be exciting to see how they respond this year. Flamengo came up short in the finals in BCLA play as well as NBB play in Brazil. So they'll be hungry in BCLA this year. First free throw misses for Lecce. Second one is through. It's 44-21, 28.7 to play, and timeout on the floor. Don't forget, you can catch us live in the USA on FanDuel TV, across South America on DirecTV satellite, and in the rest of the world, BCLA YouTube channel. Look forward to seeing you on all those platforms throughout the remainder of this season. This, of course, opening night in BCLA 2023-24. Franca, the defending champions. As we get a look at Elingo Garcia. Diagramming a play for this coming out of this timeout.
So this
again
is a good
tomorrow. Go ahead.
This is a good teaching moment for a coach. Even though they're up 20 plus points, here's a chance to execute a play and get off the last shot of a half that you might need down the road to actually win a game. So it's a great teaching spot right here for the coach.
Don't forget tomorrow at 6:40 p.m. local time, 4:40 Eastern time in the U.S., UdeC will be taking on Obras. And then at 9:10 local time, 7:10 East Coast time in the U.S., it's going to be Hebraica Maccabi against Boca Juniors.
Now we're going to see if they can execute this play that the coach just drew in. As a 23-year coach, I have question marks. Little over-under right here.
About 5 seconds difference between the shot clock and game clock. Nicely defended by Lecce. He got the defender a little bit too far under the bucket, but then Lecce commits the foul, and so Elevi will go to the free throw line.
See, Craig, that was great execution, a little over-under to side pick and roll, and they looked like they wanted to kick it back and get it in low to the roll guy, and they did. And you know, he was too far into the basket, but of course the player jumped and created a foul.
Elevi a little too strong on that first free throw.
Maybe you come out in the second half and hack Elevi. And he
second free throw up. Yeah, second free throw up and good. So with
Look
7
seconds
like
to play.
That's why
That's
I missed that
do.
first one.
Yeah, my thumb was hurting. 7 seconds, plenty of time to get a shot off if you push it.
Sure. Pressure in the backcourt by Franca. Now they back off. Clock down to 3, now 2. Three-pointer on the way. That rings out, of course. That's how it's been for UdeC in this first half. And Franca takes a 45-21 lead into the locker room at halftime, outscoring UdeC in that second quarter 22-9. it was pretty competitive there for a while in the second quarter, and then Franca went on that 9-0 run, and they have not looked back. This is opening night of the 2023-24 Basketball Champions League Americas season. Alongside Paul Mokeski, my name's Craig Fada. Hope you've been enjoying this one so far. If you're a fan of Franca, you have been. As we look at the shooting numbers, I'm sure UdeC is grateful that we're putting up those numbers on the screen right now. 4 of 17 overall. Beg your pardon, no, they're 6 of 34 overall, 2 of 17 from three-point range, 4 of 17 from two-point range. As we look at the top scorers, Hinkle with 14 for Franca, Diaz 13, Letcher 8 for UdeC. As we look at all the individual numbers, Lucas Diaz, 13 points on 5 of 10 shooting. He's got 6 rebounds. Nathan Fernandez has 1 point, 2 boards. Eisler Guillant, 3 points, 3 assists. Charles Hinkle, as we said, 14 points on 5 of 7 shooting. He's 3 of 4 from beyond the arc, as is Lucas Diaz. Hinkle also has 4 rebounds, 2 assists. Eduardo Elevi has 3 points, 8 rebounds for Franca. Wesley Ferrara, 7 points. David Jackson, 4. And that rounds out the scoring for Franca. For UdeC, Nicolas Aguirre, 2 points. Marquez Letcher leading the way with 8 on 2 of 7 shooting. He's 4 of 6 from the free throw line. Daniel Prinsloo has 3 points, 4 rebounds. Quijota Rasas has a pair of points as we look at the first half highlights here. Ivandro Arteaga has 3. And Alejandro Vergara has 3 for UdeC. And looking at these first half highlights, Paul Mokeski, what do you see that Franca is doing that's given them this big first half lead?
Well, they're just like we had talked before the game. They're very experienced championship type of team that have solid players all over the floor. They go inside out. They're knocking down threes. They're owning the glass for the most part. They're the team that's really showing what kind of quality they have. And on the other end, I mean, besides not contesting shots a lot, UdeC was playing okay, getting wide open threes for a lot of them. They just weren't going in. And I'm not sure if the shooters are what they should be, but it doesn't look like they're taking bad shots or, being very unselfish. It doesn't look like that. So, if I'm the coach at halftime, my only hope might be let's keep it up, play a little better defense, and guys, I know this, I researched it. In the second half, we have the good basket, and they have the bad basket. Maybe that'll work. Try that. Try anything.
Something's got to go UdeC's way in the second half. Let's see if changing ends will help. Again, at halftime, Franca off to a great start, 45-21. We've got one more game coming up here. Flamenco and Hebraica Maccabi, and then a pair of games tomorrow. UdeC will take on Obras at 6:40 local time, 4:40 on the East Coast, and then at 9:10 local time, 7:10 in the East Coast of the U.S. Hebraica Maccabi will take on Boca Juniors. As we continue to look at the juggernaut that is Franca in this first half. Between Diaz and Hinkle, there's the chin up by Elevi.
Yeah, you can see Franca is bigger, stronger in about every position, and they move the ball well. They take good shots. They're knocking down threes right now, and they're getting the ball inside, and they're cutting and moving. They're playing the type of basketball you need to play to win the championships that they have. And, they look to, the thing that their coach has to kind of guard against is complacency in the second half and, kind of thinking this game is over when we all been around enough to know that these things can turn around very quickly. And even at the highest level in the NBA, 20-point leads can vanish very quickly, and you just have to guard against that. And let's keep doing what we're doing, guys. So we're playing the right way. This is for us. Let's play our basketball and keep doing what we're doing. And on the other end, we talked about, I mean, you had that coach going, don't some shots have to go in, please?
45-21 at half in favor of Franca over UdeC. We are back with second half action live from Inácio Pedrosal in Franca, Brazil, in just a few moments. Welcome back to Inácio Pedroçao in Franca, Brazil, for the opening night of play in the 2023-24 Basketball Champions League Americas season. The defending champs Franca off to a great start in this game, leading UdeC of Chile 45-21 coming out of halftime. Alongside Paul Mokeski, I'm Craig Feda. And Paul, we talked about UdeC's shooting woes in the first half, which kind of recap what Cipriano Nunez could possibly have told his team in the locker room at halftime, shooting just 17.7% overall in that first half.
That's why when I coached, I said, I don't need any shooters. I need makers. Can we find some makers, please?
Team switch ends. Maybe that'll be the magic formula for UdeC. And we are back underway here in Brazil. David Jackson on the floor to start the game in the second half for Franca, as Diaz picks right up where he left off in the first half, draining a three-pointer. He's got 16.
They went right back. Yeah, they went right back to the inside, hit the post, kick it out for a jump shot wide open.
The lead is 27, biggest of the game. Diaz with the pass inside to Ferreira, couldn't get it to go. He finally tracks the ball down over in the corner. Gets it back to Diaz. Cross-court pass to Jackson. He puts up the three. Splash that one. Apparently there was...
Oh, go ahead.
Apparently there's nothing wrong with the rim at that end.
Yeah. Unless UdeC can get something going here, this can get ugly really fast. And look, if they just can't get the ball to go through the basket.
Diego Silva missing from the right elbow, and now Jackson gets the offense set. Little screen roll there, doesn't fall in for Ferreira. Pass nearly stolen by Diaz. Rubio travels. Got into the paint. Couldn't decide what he wanted to do. Yeah. And if this trend holds up on this game, Paul, at least for UdeC, they don't have a lot of time to ruminate on it. They have to get right back on the horse tomorrow, as they'll be taking on Obras.
Yeah, there's probably going to be a point in this game, if it keeps going along the way it is, that the coach is going to have to decide, hey, I need to pull my best players out and rest them for tomorrow, because we have no chance of getting back in this game. And that point, like, oh, wait a minute, a shot. Maybe it's not here yet, but it could come up soon.
Rubio hits the three-pointer, and now a foul committed by Marquez Letcher. And, Paul, the difference, is there a difference between the player mentality and a coach mentality when you have, presumably, a big blowout loss? Do you want to get right out and play the next day? Or from a coaching perspective, do you want more time to analyze what happened? Or do you also want to get right back out and play the next day?
Yeah, I think you want to get back out the better, the sooner the better. And, get that taste out of your mind and try to get back on the horse as it may. But, at some point, to be able to do that, you're going to have to rest some of your players,
And now in the lane, Ferreira turns it over. Lob up ahead to Letcher, and he goes up with two hands. And just like that, UdeC's got a little bit of a run going here.
Yeah, if UdeC can put a couple good plays together, get some stops, you never know what might happen.
Yes, in the corner, back out to Jackson, and a foul away from the ball. That's going to be on Rubio. Rubio battling the much bigger Charles Hinkle.
Yeah, we talked about that early. You know, Franca just seems bigger in every position out there.
Wow, and the block from behind. My goodness, Marquez Letcher stuffs Ferreira, and now UdeC turns it over. And here comes Eisler Guillaume. Easy left-hand lay-in.
That just kills you. You make a great play. You get down there.
Yeah.
Get a shot up. You know, just get a shot up. Any shot rather than turn the ball over.
Carrasco to his left. Swings it back around to Milano. Now baseline. Letcher right side. Kicks it out to Rubio for three. Splash that one.
They might have to just figure out plays to get Rubio the ball because he's the only one putting the shot in. So, you know, he's the hot player. Get it to him.
Rubio's got 6. He's 2 of 3 from beyond the arc. And another rebound for Letcher. Another 3 up. Ooh, that one just missed. Jackson, he launches a 3. Boy, I don't understand that right there. That's a weird foul.
Yeah,
I mean,
but we talked about this at halftime, Craig, about Franca coming out, you know, a little lackadaisical now, and you know, have a chance to just put this game away, but you're giving a little life back to your opponent here.
Leads down to 21. Franca led by as many as 27. Diego Silva, the captain for UdeC. The spinning jumper won't fall in, and now here comes Franca back the other way. Guillaume to his left. Circles it around now into the corner. 3 on the way for Hinkle. No. Rebound tipped by Elevi. Diaz couldn't come up with it, and that's going to be UdeC ball.
Here's the chance here for UdeC to get back in this game. Get a good shot, knock it down, get it under 20, maybe get it to 15, 12 at the quarter, and you never know what happens. This is the point right now, the changing point in the game right here.
UdeC actually outscoring Franca in this third quarter, 12-9 so far. Vergara kicks it out into the corner. Rubio misses the 3. Rebound by Diaz. And in a game like this where perhaps you were losing big, maybe you take a little bit of a moral victory for winning a quarter, maybe winning the second half.
Yeah, to some point, but you're right here. You got a foul, you caused another turnover. If that other 3 goes down, you're down, you know, 19, 18, and something happened here, and you never know. But you got to make shots, and unfortunately, they're not making enough of them right now.
Prinsloo, the open 3. Splash that one.
There you go.
I think that was the first 3-point attempt that Prinsloo did not try to bank in.
As far as we know.
Yeah. And now Franca takes time out.
This is what you do at halftime too. One of the goals, if you're down by a lot, you as the team that's down, you want to make the other team call the first timeout, and that's what they did. And they made a little run here, and this is what drives coaches crazy. This is after 23 years, I'm happy I'm not doing this anymore because you were up 27, you had a chance to go up 35, and there's no game left. And now, we got to finish out this quarter strong to stop this momentum. So this is going to be an interesting 3 or 4 minutes left here in the third quarter.
Yeah, if UdeC keeps this up, they could conceivably get this down to around 10, if not in single digits. The lead has been cut to 18.
And they did it, they made a couple shots finally, but they did it on the defensive end. Block shot, a stupid foul by Franca, and then a travel call turnover. So, you're doing the right things. Just keep doing them and, keep staying positive.
I still don't get that foul in the corner by Wesley Ferreira.
I think it was a frustration foul. I think he just got frustrated.
Back to live action. Back to live action here at Ignacio Pedrosao in Franca. Yes, working his way down, and he draws the foul.
And that's a sign of a good team also. So they're struggling. You call a timeout. You know what we're going to do? We're going to go down into the post and punish them like we have been doing all game. Excellent decision.
Going to give it to our best player. Now, if you can, Paul, imagine this team with another guy the size of Lucas Diaz in Lucas Mariano, averaging 15 points a game. So when you pull Diaz out, you put Mariano in, you don't lose anything.
Exactly. Yeah.
This team was frightening last year. And now a foul on the floor before the shot. That's going to be on Charles Hinkle. As we approach the 3-minute mark of this third quarter. Rubio using his speed to get around Hinkle. Hinkle forced to grab him on the way by. Now Prinsloo working his way down on Diaz. Diaz pokes it out of there. Franca has numbers. The layup rolls off.
I think he missed that because he knew he traveled and they didn't call it out.
Oh. Rubio, the take off the glass, no. And now 3-on-1 for Franca.
See, they had a chance to knock this lead down to about 14, and they blew it.
Diaz was in the lane for about 12 seconds there. Gets the lob and draws the foul. Of course, that was an exaggeration, but not by much.
Looks like he's got the 80s frosted tip look.
Yeah, you rocked that for a couple of years, didn't you?
No. I my afro, though. That was natural.
I remember that.
Never did the frosted tips, though.
Lead back to 21 on the three-point play by Diaz. Now a long three by Aguirre, no. And has Franca weathered this storm? Let's see if they can get a bucket here. Three-pointer, splash!
Yep, I think UdeC had a chance, and I told you it was a turning point about 2-3 minutes ago, and they just couldn't capitalize enough. They just couldn't.
Now whistle away from the ball.
16-point lead is different than a 26-point lead. It's just a totally different game. And they had a chance to get it then.
And it doesn't matter the level. It doesn't matter if it's men or women. It doesn't matter if it's high school or college, international. Basketball is a game of runs. And as you said, a 16-point run is a lot easier than a 26-point run.
It's just a different mentality when you're playing. You know, at 16 points, you had a couple stops, a couple threes, and we got down to 10. Let's go. You know, now 26, you're looking at a couple stops, a couple threes, and you got it down to 22.
Prinsloo hits the first free throw. UdeC had an advantage in this quarter, but now it's just 16-15 in this third quarter. Both teams with 4 team fouls inside of 90 seconds in this third quarter. João Costa into the game now as Alinho Garcia goes a little bit deeper into his bench. Three-pointer missed by Hinkle. Coming up on 1 minute to play in this third quarter. 3 on the way from Vergara. That's no good.
There's another one that just didn't go in. Wide open.
Yeah, they're not taking terrible shots. They haven't been the whole game. All pretty fadeaway there from Charles Hinkle from 12 feet.
He and Diaz are just solid players.
And it doesn't look like Franca will have lost much, if anything, with the loss of Lucas Mariano when they've added Charles Hinkle. He stepped right into this lineup and been equally as productive.
Yeah, like we talked about before the game, he's been around. He's been in the G League. He's been playing overseas consistently. He's a veteran. He knows how to play. He knows his limits. He knows his strengths, and he plays to them. And that just you can't underestimate how much that value is.
Mariano was averaging 15 points a game in the playoffs for Franca last year. Tonight, Hinkle has 16. So, yeah, I'd say he's more than adequately filled in. Another three-pointer on the way. That missed. Hinkle now 16 points, 4 rebounds. Yahota Rasas gets it back outside. Shot clock is off. Game clock at 8. The nice give from Aguirre to Rasas at the end of the quarter. And we will go to the fourth with Franca on top by 21, 62-41. We are back with fourth quarter action live from Inácio Pedro Sal in Franca, Brazil. This is 2023-24 Basketball Champions League America action live. We are back in just a moment. 62-41 in favor of Franca over UdeC after 3 quarters. UdeC actually outscored Franca in that third quarter 20-17, but it's still a 21-point lead for the defending BCLA champs. Alongside Paul Mokeski, my name's Craig Fada. We saw the shooting numbers on the graphic before we broke before the fourth quarter. Individually, for Franca, Eduardo Elevi has 3 points, 10 rebounds. Nathan Fernandez, 1 point. Charles Hinkle, 16 points, 4 boards. Santiago Scala has 3 assists. Lucas Diaz, 22 points on 8 of 15 shooting. He's 5 of 7 from beyond the arc. He also has 8 rebounds. Wesley Ferrara has 8 points, 4 boards. Eisler Guillant, 5 points, 4 assists. David Jackson, 7 points. For UdeC, Nicolas Aguirre, 4 points. Marquez Lecher has 12.6 boards and 3 blocks. Yahota Rasas with 2 points. Alejandro Vergara, 3. Evandro Arteaga, 3 points. Carlos Milano has 4 points, 4 boards. Daniel Prinsloo has 7 points, 5 boards. Kevin Rubio, 6 points, 4 rebounds. And Diego Silva has 3 assists. And Paul Mokeski, a 21 now 23-point comeback. Unlikely for UdeC in this fourth quarter, but you won the third quarter. You try to win this fourth quarter, and maybe you've got a little something to build on before tomorrow's game against Obras.
Yeah, I mean, they played better third quarter. They made a couple shots that they didn't make in the first half. They're still struggling. But at some point, you have less than a 24-hour turnaround. So as a coach, if you don't make a run at this thing in the next, 3 minutes, maybe 4, then you got to take your stars out and rest their legs for tomorrow and try to get a game tomorrow rather than, and that's, as a coach for a long time, take players out when we're down by 20 with 3 minutes left, and they're always mad at you, like, let us keep playing. No, there's no 20-point plays out here. You're done. You gave up on us, coach. No, you got us on the 20-point. I don't think I did.
Hinkle tripped by Michael Rivera, getting onto the floor for the first time. He'll be 22 years old on December 19th.
There's also a chance here, Craig, in a pretty much blowout that both coaches can test some players and see, if they can use them later on, and see what they can do and give them a chance here. Not just a 1-minute chance, but like a 4 or 5-minute chance to see if maybe I can use him down the road.
Hinkle missed that 3. Rebound pulled down by Lecher. And we see a couple of players deeper on the bench into the game now. Joao Costa for Franca and Michael Rivera for UdeC. Vergara and Costa tied up. Go to the floor. David Jackson coming back on.
You can also experiment a little bit. Let's try this zone we've been working on. Let's try this other offense we've tried. Things like that. But in a game like this, when it's kind of getting out of control, that this is what you can do to actually get something out of this game.
Vergara looking, now swings it right side. Awkward shot as the shot clock was winding down. Marquez Lecher, another one of those, gee, thanks.
Here, shoot this with 1 second left. While you're off balance. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, practically almost a tip shot. But Alejandro Vergara, a nice job at the other end, disrupting that play. I thought that went off of the leg of Franca player.
Yeah, it sure looked like it. I don't know. Is there challenges in here that you can challenge that as a coach?
Well, they're going to talk about it for sure.
As a
Because
coach,
I think everybody on the floor assumed it was going to be UdeC ball.
when 3 referees start talking about stuff, something bad's going to happen. That's what I always thought.
Here you get a look at Franca huddling up as the officials look at this one. Once again, our officials for this game: Andres Bartel, Jose Fernandez, and Nicolas Flores Avalos. Yeah, that clearly went off of the leg of Nathan Fernandez.
Maybe
well, unless they say that went off the left foot.
Yeah, it looked like it might have caught his foot, but give it to the team that's down 22. Come on. But you know how that goes, Craig. It's like when there's a question, always give it to the home team.
That's one of those also where if you're the team that's up 22, you're like, no, we're not giving them that.
Oh, look, it's like he kicked it.
Cipriano Nunez, and they did give it to UdeC.
Yeah.
Prinsloo swinging it back left side to Aguirre. From 17, no good. Rebound tipped by Elevi, and he loses control of it. And he knew it before the ball was even over the baseline in midair. He knew he lost control of that. He kind of grabbed himself in the head and said, should have had that one. Shouldn't be too hard on himself, though. He's got 11 rebounds in this game. Shot clock at 5. Here comes Aguirre. Prinsloo.
Bank it in.
Long three-pointer. Yeah. Oh. Missed it, though, and Rosas could not corral the rebound, and now Jackson into the front court. You can kind of tell Franca has kind of taken it out of 5th gear.
Yes.
But I mean, they're still playing well. They're just not pedal to the metal.
Yeah, the attitude's not there right now. They're just, that great example there. He had a wide open layup and missed it, but then he got it back and put it in. But still, they've thrown some balls away and missed rebounds and stuff like that. So you got to fight against that as a coach, and finish strong. You want everybody to finish strong and get ready for the next game on both ends.
Speaking of another old man, Evander Arteaga, 41 years old, back into the game now for UdeC.
You go 41 against 41, right?
Yeah.
Good.
Match him up on Jackson. Diego Silva. Prinsloo now back to Silva. Yeah. Oh, a little late on the pass to Rosas. He was streaking down the lane. Didn't see him until it was a little too late, and the pass a little bit too far.
Yeah, that's that one. It's the sec too late, yeah.
Good break for UdeC, though, as it was tipped out of bounds by Franca. They could not convert, although the putback there for Rosas. Shot was blocked initially. Rosas gets it back. And I think they're going to say that was a shot clock violation. They didn't count the bucket.
I thought he hit the rim.
Oh, and that pass just a little too far for Fernandez.
Yeah, they've run that play quite often and got layups on it, but that was, like we said at the other end, that pass has to be there a second sooner, and then it's a layup. Good execution, just not a good pass.
Nice job by Rosas to regain control of the ball and get the easy bucket there. 66-44, coming up on 5.5 minutes to play in this fourth quarter. One more game coming up after this one, Flamengo and Hebraica Maccabi. We'll get that one started at 9:10 local time, 7:10 Eastern time in the U.S. Evandro Arteaga shoots the three-pointer and draws the foul. Kick that leg out. You could see Helinho Garcia on the bench saying he kicked that leg out. The oldest trick in the book for a shooter to try to draw that foul.
Yeah, he got it, though. He got the call, unless they go to the replay. But, yeah, now they've even changed that rule that if you get caught doing that, it's an offensive foul now. So I think at this point in the game, they're giving the guy some free throws. But that is an old-school kick-out play.
Free throw bounces out for Arteaga, that to the delight of the Franca fans here.
And they would say, ball don't lie.
Yep, I was thinking the same thing.
Great minds think alike.
Second one is up and in.
Craig, that is an interesting net there. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
It's got the
I
freight
first saw that in 2017 down in Uruguay. I was like, what on earth is that?
Franca they're just executing that play, and they're just done a great job. They have obviously a great coach, and they know their system. They run their system. They get good shots. It's just you can tell they're organized, and players aren't jacking the ball up right now. They're still executing their offense. Really, really well done by the players and the coaching staff.
Oh, pretty turnaround fadeaway there for Wesley Ferreira. He's got 12. Lead back to 24. Letcher launches up the three-pointer. No good. And he tracks down his own rebound. Rosas goes around Nathan Fernandez and goes to the reverse side and lays it in. Rosas now with 6.
Yeah, he's quietly had a good game.
Rosas 4 points, 3 rebounds. Long 2, short by Paulo Barbosa. Another one of the young players for Franca, one of the few young players on that roster. You've got João Costa at 19 years old, Marcio Santos at 21, Eduardo Elevi at 22. You've got Nathan Fernandez at 20 and Paulo Barbosa at 20. The rest of Franca's roster very well seasoned.
Yeah, and the young players are the future, and they're giving them some playing time here. It's a great opportunity to show what you can do as a young player on both sides.
Second free throw up and in, 70-49. 3:45 to play in the game. Baseline fadeaway won't fall in for Ferreira, but an offensive rebound for Franca. Here comes Costa. Foul line extended left. He splashes that one in traffic. Nice shot by João Costa.
Nice pull up. That's the in-between game that a lot of players don't have anymore. And what a pretty shot. A little pull up. Hard to defend.
Yeah, in the modern game, in the modern game, it's a dunk or it's a three-pointer, it seems like, and that mid-range game kind of a lost art.
It's so valuable for an offensive player. It makes you so much more difficult to guard.
And that's kind of a great opportunity for a guy coming off the bench. You know, if you have that niche role, where you can just knock down mid-range after mid-range. You don't necessarily have to have a wide open shot from beyond the arc. You can kind of create your own shot from, 12, 14, 16 feet. And if you can do that off the bench consistently, you'll find yourself getting paychecks for a long time.
Absolutely. And then you combine that with a consistent three-point shot, and you got something going. And a coach loves that versatility.
Oh, beautiful scoop layup there. David Jackson.
He's showing that the old fella still has it.
UdeC takes timeout. Cipriano Nunez, maybe one last message for his team to try to get a little run down the stretch in the final 2 minutes and 56 seconds. Fletcher, the only player in double figures for UdeC. He's got 13. Daniel Prinsloo with 9. And Jahota Rasas with 6. 2 players in doubles for Franca. Charles Hinkle with 16. Ferraro with 12. Beg your pardon, 3 players in doubles. Lucas Diaz, 22 points, 8 of 15 shooting, 5 of 7 from beyond the arc. Diaz also 8 rebounds. And again, another small victory for UdeC. We see their bench outscoring the bench of Franca. Again, in a big loss, you try to find any positives you can.
Yeah, UdeC is, they just came out. They couldn't make a basket in the first half, and it put them behind the 8 ball. But the second half, they played pretty solid and almost equal, to Franca. But they just dug such a deep hole to start the game. They couldn't get out of it.
Yeah, they were below 20%. They're up to 25% now, as Prinsloo knocks down another 3-pointer. 6 of 29 from beyond the arc for UdeC. Now the give under the bucket and the stuff by Nathan Fernandez.
Nice unselfish pass. It's really nice to see how unselfish Franca is, how much they move the ball and pass the ball.
Diego Silva getting it to Vergara, and now to Rasas under the bucket. He draws the foul. He'll go to the line for a pair with 2:02 to play in this game. Nice drive and dish. Now, you didn't have your hair like that, did you?
I don't think anybody did. I played. Yeah.
The 3-point ponytail there.
I'm not trying to be an old man, but everybody's got show out and look different, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I think back to some of the players of the 70s. You Dr. J and Artist Gilmore with the beards and the giant afros. And
not like that, though. More power to them. Do your thing.
Yeah. Yep.
And Rasas has had a nice little game.
And I will say, as a broadcaster, you look for those things, those kind of the landmarks on players. If a guy's wearing pink shoes, or, if he's got long dreadlocks, or, in Prinsloo's case, he's got kind of the blonde top.
Yeah, he used to do that when you go around, as a coach and look at all these tryouts and everything where there's 50, 80 players in the gym. And, that's the guy with the yellow shoes, and that's the guy with dyed blonde hair, and either good or bad. They're going to notice you're good or bad. Either we want to look at him more, or he just can't play. The guy with with the pink shoes can't play. if you do that, you better be good.
Coming up on 1 minute to play in this fourth quarter. Pass intercepted by Vergara and then stolen away by Fernandez, but he commits the foul. So that will send Vergara to the free throw line. Franca's been over the limit for some time, but I can't imagine UdeC will get enough trips to the free throw line to make this close.
No, I think that ship has sailed. And unfortunately, like I said, they dug their hole in the first half, and the ball just would not go through the hoop. And it's got to be frustrating because they were taking good shots, but they weren't taking bad forced shots, and that's really frustrating as a player and a coach.
Yeah, and honestly, for as much bigger and more athletic as Franca is, UdeC was getting good shots off. It's not like they were, jacking up contested shots and, running into the lane and trying to, get layups over Lucas Diaz and the other bigs. And you hate to see this, especially late in the game.
Especially with the game tomorrow, right?
Yeah, and a game not close. Prinsloo holding that left knee. See if we can see what happened here.
Got hooked up.
Yeah, maybe they just banged kneecaps. Hopefully that's all it was.
Yeah, that's, we've been around this basketball for a long time, and it seems like guys get hurt when games are out of hand a lot, and it's scary. You just don't want to see that.
Well, as a former football player, you always ran that risk because, you're not moving at full speed in a game that's a blowout, and you run into somebody that is going full speed. You're going to be the one that takes the brunt of that contact. And, if you get a guy who's still cutting and playing hard against a guy who's just kind of moving around out there, and I'm not saying that's what Prinsloo was doing at all, but
that's the easiest way to get hurt, like you said. Don't go full speed. It's the easiest way to get hurt.
Prinsloo good enough to knock the first free throw down, though, and he can get the lead back under 20 with less than a minute to play, and he does. Now Prinsloo will limp off. He's got 14 points. Had himself a nice little night. 14 points, 5 rebounds, and an ice bag for that knee.
Yeah, quickly. Rest up fast.
Franca now just kind of running it around to kill off some clock and get into the locker room with no one else getting hurt in this one. Rosas can't finish, but gets it back.
Getting sloppy with which happens, missed layups.
Yeah.
So you got to really stay focused.
There's a miss by Pink Shoes. And now the shot clock is off. Game clock at 10. Three-pointer by Barbosa misses. Will UdeC get one last shot and one last miss from three-point range? And this one will go final 78-59. A big opening win in BCLA 2023-24 play for defending champion Franca. We'll take a look at the final numbers on this one, as well as some highlights. Then we'll get a bottle of water and get ready for the next game.
I tell you what, Craig, we haven't seen the other teams yet, but Franca is a formidable opponent. They have size, they have strength, they have shooting, they run plays, they execute. I like them to play a little harder and solid defense, but they're going to be a tough team to beat in this tournament.
There's a look at the shooting numbers. Franca 49% from 2-point range, 44 from 3. UdeC 29% from 2-point range, 6 of 31 from 3. They were 24% overall. Franca 47%. Franca wins the rebounding battle. Assists about even. UdeC with 4 more steals. Let's look at the individual numbers on this one. For Franca, João Costa, 6 points, 3 rebounds. Eduardo Elevi, 3 points, 12 boards. Nathan Fernandez, 5 points, 4 rebounds. Eisler Guillant, 5 points, 4 assists. Lucas Diaz, 22 points on 8 of 15 shooting. He was 5 of 7 from distance. He had 8 rebounds as well. Wesley Ferrara, 12 points, 4 rebounds. Charles Hinkle, 16 points, 5 rebounds. David Jackson, a quiet 9 points, 4 boards. And for UdeC, as we roll the highlights, Nicolas Aguirre, 4 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds. Ivandro Arteaga, the 41-year-old, had 5 points. Quijota Rosas, 7 points, 7 rebounds. Diego Silva had 1. Alejandro Vergara had 5 points, 4 assists. Marquez Lecher led the way. Beg your pardon, he did not have high point honors for UdeC. He had 13 points on 4 of 13 shooting. He also had 9 rebounds, 3 assists. So a nice game for Lecher. Milano had 4. David Prinsloo had 14 points, 5 rebounds. And Kevin Rubio had 6 points and 4 rebounds. Again, the final score, 78-59. Franca takes down UdeC in the 23-24 BCLA opener. We've got one more game coming up tonight. Flamengo Hebraica Maccabi. Coming up in about 40 minutes. Tomorrow, UdeC will take on Obras. And Hebraica Maccabi will take on Boca Juniors. Paul McKeskey, final thoughts on this one?
Well, I think, the slow start from UdeC and just Franca is a very solid all-around team that does everything well. And unless you can make shots and play, make some special plays, I don't think UdeC could beat them tonight. And but the good thing for UdeC, they have a game tomorrow, and they did play a better second half. So moving forward, it's going to be interesting how both these teams move forward. But too strong, Franco, too strong, too good, too many good shooters, and too much Diaz and too much Hinkle.
For my partner, Paul Mokeski, my name is Craig Feta. Thanks so much for watching. Franca, again, the winner, 78-59 over UdeC. See you in a little bit for Flamengo Hebraica Maccabi.